In 2025, the world still watches a strange duel, one built not on balance, but on extremes. On one side stands the United States of America, a nation whose military reaches every ocean and sky. On the other, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, a country sealed off from the modern world yet determined to be feared by it. This is not a fair contest. It's a contrast of worlds, a mirror showing what happens when boundless resources face absolute isolation. Let's open that mirror and see what power really looks like. North Korea begins with manpower, its greatest visible strength. Roughly 1.2 million people wear its uniform. Add in reservists and paramilitary forces, and the number swells beyond 6 million. For a country of barely 26 million citizens, that's staggering. Nearly 1 in 10 adults prepared for battle. Across the Pacific, the United States maintains a slightly larger active force, about 1.3 million troops, plus 800,000 reserves. On paper, the totals look similar. In reality, they're worlds apart. American soldiers operate inside a digital ecosystem. Satellites overhead, data links on their wrists, drones in the sky. North Korean troops march with rifles older than their fathers. Both nations teach discipline, but only one trains under constant technology. In North Korea, duty is survival. In America, duty is precision. Now, shift from people to power, money, the true engine of every army. The United States will spend roughly $850 to $895 billion on defense in 2025. That's more than the next 10 countries combined. It buys stealth bombers, hypersonic missiles, and aircraft carriers the size of small cities. North Korea's entire annual economy, its GDP, is smaller than what the U.S. Navy alone spends each year. Analysts estimate Pyongyang's defense budget at barely $5 billion. For every $1 North Korea invests in its military, Washington spends $150. That single fact defines the imbalance. But numbers never tell the whole story. Power also lives in mindset, and North Korea's mindset is relentless. For decades, it has treated its military not just as protection, but as identity. Every household drills, every student learns the songs of resistance. The entire nation functions as one vast garrison. Still, belief can't replace technology. The U.S. military commands the skies with over 13,000 aircraft, fighters, bombers, refuelers, and transports. Stealth jets like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II can strike unseen, guided by satellites that map the Earth in real time. By comparison, North Korea's Air Force operates fewer than 1,500 planes, many built in the 1970s. Fuel shortages keep many grounded for months. A North Korean pilot may log 20 hours of flight practice a year. An American pilot logs hundreds. In the air, technology decides who lives. At sea, the gap widens further. The United States Navy sails across every ocean with 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, 68 submarines, and nearly 500 warships. Each carrier group carries its own floating air base, missile shield, and logistics fleet. Wherever the U.S. flag sails, supply lines follow. North Korea's Navy, meanwhile, hugs its coastline. It fields about 400 small vessels, mostly patrol craft and coastal submarines, many with technology dating back half a century. Their range is measured in miles, not oceans. They guard, they deter, but they do not roam. Move to the ground forces, North Korea's symbolic pride. Thousands of tanks, tens of thousands of artillery guns, rocket launchers dug into mountain bunkers along the DMZ. Seoul lies only 35 miles from that border, within artillery range. If war ever broke out, that first hour would be devastating. Yet beyond those opening salvos, North Korea would face a modern war it cannot sustain. American ground forces fight as a network, armored units linked by drones, GPS, and real-time intelligence. Each M1A2 Abrams tank communicates with the Air Force overhead and artillery miles away. North Korean tanks still rely on analog radios, many copied from Soviet designs of the 1960s. Then comes the ultimate leveler, nuclear weapons. The United States owns around 5,000 warheads, forming the world's most sophisticated nuclear triad: intercontinental missiles, submarine-launched missiles, and strategic bombers. Each leg alone could deter a nation. North Korea is different. It has perhaps 40 to 60 warheads, small by superpower standards, but enough to make the world listen. Every missile test is a message. We exist. We can reach you. That threat, even if limited, forces diplomacy to pause. So while America dominates numerically, Pyongyang holds something the numbers can't measure: strategic psychology. Yet nuclear weapons require delivery systems, and here again, the gap is enormous. American ICBMs are computer-guided to sub-meter accuracy. North Korean missiles have improved, but many tests still end in failure. It's a dangerous work in progress. Beyond hardware, true power also means reach. The U.S. military operates bases in over 70 countries. From Germany to Japan, from Qatar to Guam, its footprint spans the planet. North Korea has none. Its forces rarely step outside its borders. This is what defines global versus regional power. America projects force. North Korea projects fear. But not all wars are fought with bombs. Some happen in code. In cyberspace, North Korea has found a different weapon. Its hackers have penetrated banks, crypto exchanges, even entertainment companies. For a country locked out of the global economy, cyber theft is both income and revenge. It's warfare on a keyboard. The United States answers with Cyber Command, an entire branch dedicated to digital defense and offense. It monitors satellites, internet backbones, and industrial grids worldwide. In this invisible battleground, North Korea occasionally lands a punch, but the U.S. owns the ring. Even beyond Earth, America has a space force managing hundreds of military satellites for communication, navigation, and missile warning. North Korea has launched a few small satellites, mostly symbolic, but each launch feeds its propaganda machine, a proof to its people that the nation can touch the stars. So, where does this leave the comparison? It leaves a picture of extremes. The United States spends what North Korea cannot imagine. It trains with partners across continents while Pyongyang trains for one borderline war. America operates globally. North Korea operates underground. Yet somehow, the smaller nation remains relevant. Why? Because its entire strategy is built on uncertainty. When a country is unpredictable, it forces the world to stay alert. That alertness is a kind of power. For the United States, military power is a tool of policy. For North Korea, it is policy itself. One uses force to protect a world order. The other uses force to survive outside it. And so, the face-off continues. Missile tests versus diplomatic sanctions, nuclear talks versus military drills. Neither side wants war, but neither can walk away. That is the power contrast of 2025. One side owns the arsenal, the other owns the narrative. And in our world of headlines and images, sometimes narrative is half the battle. Power isn't built on weapons alone. Behind every tank, every jet, every missile stands something invisible: the economy, the strength that fuels everything else. And here lies the most dramatic contrast of all. In 2025, the economy of the United States is a living giant. Its gross domestic product, the measure of everything it produces, crosses $28 trillion. It's a machine driven by innovation, global trade, and consumer power. Apple, Boeing, Microsoft, Tesla. The names alone echo influence far beyond America's borders. Now compare that to North Korea. Its entire GDP hovers around $30 billion, not trillion, billion. That's nearly 1,000 times smaller. In economic terms, it's like comparing a skyscraper to a matchstick. But how can two nations live on the same planet with such an enormous gap? The answer lies in systems. The United States runs on an open market economy. competition, technology, and private ownership. North Korea runs on what it calls Juche, a self-reliant philosophy introduced by Kim Il-sung and carried through generations. In Juche economics, the state controls production, trade, and even labor. Factories build what the government commands. Farmers grow what the central plan dictates. Every coin, every crop, serves the system. This keeps North Korea isolated. Trade with most of the world is restricted. Sanctions limit access to oil, finance, and global markets. So the country turns inward, surviving through mining, limited manufacturing, and support from a few allies. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy is fueled by global connection. Every smartphone sold, every film streamed, every shipment crossing the Pacific. Somewhere, an American company earns from it. That's how economic dominance turns into influence. Yet despite this vast imbalance, North Korea remains economically unbroken. How? Because it has mastered survival under pressure. For decades, sanctions have tried to squeeze its finances. But underground trade, cyber operations, and black market exports keep its system running. It's not prosperity, it's persistence, and persistence in its own way is a form of power. Still, when it comes to innovation, the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. The United States leads in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and space exploration. American companies are building the next generation of clean energy, autonomous systems, and advanced weapons, technologies that reshape global balance. North Korea's technology sector, on the other hand, remains limited by isolation. Internet access is controlled. Foreign investment is almost non-existent. While U.S. engineers code systems for Mars missions, North Korean scientists focus on missile guidance, radar systems, and basic industrial production. Every invention there serves a military goal first, economy second. Even in trade, the pattern stays the same. America trades with more than 200 nations. Its allies fuel its growth and, in return, benefit from its markets. North Korea trades with a handful of partners, mainly China and Russia. And when those ties tighten or loosen, its entire economy feels the shock. This is why economic scale matters. The U.S. can fund global military operations for decades. North Korea struggles to maintain its defense with limited fuel and spare parts. It's a race between abundance and endurance. Yet there's something deeper here, something psychological. The U.S. projects power through prosperity. North Korea projects defiance through endurance. One wins through influence, the other through survival. Different goals, different worlds, but both driven by a single instinct, to matter. As we look into 2025 and beyond, both nations face their own tests. For the United States, it's about maintaining global leadership in a changing world, balancing innovation with responsibility. For North Korea, it's about survival, keeping control while facing growing pressure from sanctions and internal limits. But here's the truth the numbers can't show. Power is never permanent. Empires rise on technology and fall on overconfidence. Small nations endure when no one expects them to. The contrast between these two countries isn't just about weapons or money. It's about philosophy, the idea of what makes a nation powerful. For one, it's freedom, innovation, and global reach. For the other, it's unity, control, and the will to stand alone. And so, the standoff continues, not just across borders, but across ideologies. America, the open system. North Korea, the closed one. Both staring into the same uncertain future, both unwilling to blink first. Because in the 21st century, the face-off isn't only about military might or economic size, it's about resilience, the ability to stay relevant in a world that changes faster than history itself. In that sense, both nations remain powerful in their own ways, one through scale, the other through survival. And as the world watches, the question isn't who will win, it's who will last. That's the story of the United States versus North Korea, the power contrast of 2025. Two nations, Two philosophies, one planet, and a world still holding its breath. If you enjoyed this Face-Off, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Nation Face-Off community where power meets perspective.